Most people think they'd recognize manipulation instantly. But what if I told you that the most dangerous psychological tricks are the ones that don't feel like manipulation at all? They feel like trust, like empathy, like connection. That's why they work. You've probably already fallen for some of these without realizing it. And the scariest part is that the people using them may not even know why they do it. It's wired into their psychology. But by the end of this video, you'll see through the illusions that once controlled you. Let's start with the first trick, because once you spot this one, the rest start to unravel. The first is mirroring. When someone copies your tone, your gestures, your rhythm, your brain releases oxytocin, the bonding chemical. It makes you think, they get me. But in the wrong hands, mirroring becomes a psychological key, unlocking your defenses while the manipulator studies the shape of your mind. And once you're open, the second trick takes hold: future faking. It's when someone paints vivid promises, shared goals, emotional safety, a perfect outcome to create attachment fast. They sell you the future to control you in the present. It's not about connection, it's about leverage. The third is gaslighting, the silent rewiring of your reality. A skilled manipulator won't just deny what happened. They'll rewrite it, casually, subtly, until your memory starts to doubt itself. Gaslighting isn't about argument, it's about dominance over perception. Once they control your version of events, they control your mind. The fourth is triangulation, introducing a third person to trigger insecurity or competition. They'll say things like, "She understands me better," or "He doesn't overreact like you do." This isn't random cruelty. It's a calculated distortion designed to make you chase their validation. Because control thrives on scarcity. And then comes love bombing, the bright side of darkness. They overwhelm you with affection, attention, praise, not to make you feel valued, but to make you depend on it. Once your nervous system adjusts to that high, their withdrawal feels like withdrawal, the psychological kind. You start chasing the person they pretended to be. Now, here's where most people stop learning, but the truth gets darker. The next few tricks are almost invisible. They hide in tone, timing, and empathy itself. Keep watching, you'll start recognizing these patterns everywhere, and that's when the control finally breaks. The sixth trick is projection, accusing you of what they're doing. Cheating, lying, manipulating. They blame you first to rewrite the moral narrative. It's a preemptive strike on your credibility. And while you defend yourself, they keep rewriting the story. The seventh is selective kindness. They'll offer small moments of care right after cruelty. It's intermittent reinforcement, the same technique that makes gambling addictive. You're trained to associate unpredictability with hope. It's not love, it's conditioning. But the eighth trick might be the one that keeps you trapped the longest: the silent treatment. It's not just ignoring you, it's deprivation. Your brain interprets social exclusion as physical pain. The manipulator knows this, and they use silence as a weapon to make you beg for connection, even when you did nothing wrong. There are two more, and these last ones are the most subtle, the ones even trained psychologists sometimes miss. They don't attack your logic. They erode your intuition, and once you see them, you can't unsee them. The ninth trick is guilt tripping disguised as empathy. They'll say things like, "I just wanted to make you happy," or "I guess I'm the bad guy again." It sounds soft, emotional, but it's emotional blackmail wrapped in victimhood. The goal is simple: make you feel responsible for their emotions, so they never have to own them. And the final trick, the most dangerous, is controlled vulnerability. It's when a manipulator shares something deep or painful early on to create false intimacy. You lower your guard, you share back. Now they know your fears, your patterns, your weak spots, and they'll use them later wrapped in concern. So why do these 10 tricks work so powerfully, even on intelligent, emotionally aware people? Because they're not designed to beat your logic. They're designed to use your humanity against you. Your empathy, your craving for connection, your desire to be understood. Those are beautiful traits. But to a manipulator, they're open doors. And the real danger is not in the tricks themselves. It's in how they train you to participate. Every time you explain yourself, every time you defend your intentions, every time you try to fix what they broke, you feed the illusion that the relationship is fair, but it never was. They control the frame. And if they control the frame, they control the game. Here's the paradox. The more self-aware you become, the harder these tactics are to use against you, but the easier they are to see everywhere. You start noticing how social media triggers microdoses of triangulation, how advertising uses selective kindness, how institutions use guilt-tripping disguised as care. Dark psychology isn't limited to relationships. It's embedded in systems, narratives, and power structures. The goal isn't paranoia, it's perception. When you learn to recognize manipulation, you stop being reactive and start being deliberate. You don't harden, you sharpen. So here's your final unlock. The antidote to manipulation isn't counterattack, it's neutrality. When someone tries to bait you emotionally, don't react, don't explain, don't justify. Just observe. Because the moment they can't predict your reaction, their power collapses. Most manipulators aren't afraid of confrontation. They're afraid of indifference. Because indifference means you're no longer supply. And maybe that's the deepest lesson of all. You can't control who uses dark psychology, but you can master your awareness, and awareness makes you untouchable. If you learned something today, consider subscribing, not for the algorithm, but for your armor. Because every video here on Twilens sharpens your perception and strengthens your mind against the hidden psychology that runs the world.